What do we do during the winter? What do raw vegans eat during the winter? Or do we just go back to eating cooked food and then just hibernate until the springtime comes? And if we continue eating raw, how do we actually stay warm? So we're gonna talk about all these questions, guys, in this video, so stay tuned. I live in New York City and right now it's December, so it's pretty cold, and no, I don't just go ahead and eat cooked food. I might eat cooked food only if I go out and I visit my friends and somebody prepares a meal for me that is absolutely vegan. I might have some of that, but otherwise, no. I stay raw, I eat raw, 100% raw, I eat at home. And I prefer to eat raw because it makes me feel my best, okay? I have the best energy, I have the best clarity in my brain. I have very clear thoughts. I have completely different way of living when I eat raw. So yeah, I struggled with all these problems myself, but you know, I'm getting better and better now. I have a little bit of experience already and I feel better if I eat raw during winter versus cooked. So first of all, right now is the season of oranges and persimmons, okay? And you know, when you eat enough calories from all those, you will feel so satisfied that you would not want to, you know, care about anything cooked. I personally love my fruit, like all fruit really, like from apples to durian to whatever tropical exotic fruit you give me, or some Siberian sea buckthorn berries. I don't care. I will eat it all because I always loved fruit. But you know, especially now that my taste buds, they completely changed, and you know, I actually crave fruit. Like I do not feel myself if I don't eat fruit for a day. Like I can't. Whew. Okay, let's go back to the winter questions. And you know, how on earth do raw vegans eat all raw food during winter, during all these cold months? If you live in cold climate, for example, it's kind of freezing outside, it's depressing, it's sleepy. Not my favorite time of the year, but you know what my favorite thing during this time is? Oranges, okay? Everything is becoming delicious, everything is becoming sweet and yummy, and there are so many varieties, so something to look forward to actually. So let me give you guys just a few tips to stay raw, okay? So number one, I like to have big breakfast no matter what. Like, I mean, I have a huge smoothie with a whole bunch of bananas, okay? There could be like 7 or 8 bananas in that smoothie. There could be a few dates in that smoothie. So I really pack that smoothie up with all these calories because I really need those calories. If I don't have a big breakfast, then I'll be craving throughout the day a little bit here, a little bit. I don't like to do that. I like to have one big breakfast, okay, and then just be done for the next few hours and just do other things. And even though this smoothie is, you know, kind of cold, I would still have it during the winter because when I get those extra calories, I kind of feel more warmer in a way. But you know, I don't always have freezing smoothie. I just try to make it and I kind of let it slightly sit on the counter for just a few minutes before I eat, and this gets less intense. Okay, and this brings me to the tip number 2. When I do drink this cold smoothie, I simply get, you know, more clothes on and I turn on my little heater on the side, and you know, I kind of try to create this tropical environment and I have no problem. I have no problem with my frozen smoothie even during winter. The next tip is that I also like to do during the winter or during the summer, or it's a year-round thing really. I simply snack on my fruit that sits on the counter. I leave all my fruit on the counter and I just, you know, eat it at room temperature. So you don't have to eat frozen food all the time. You can eat it like that, you know, just get a whole big plate of whatever fruit you enjoy and just eat it. You can just chop up a big plate of bananas and, you know, mix them up with, I don't know, blueberries or whatever fruit you like. Sprinkle some lemon juice on top, make a fruit salad, and it doesn't have to be frozen. It can still be okay. So yeah, there is no issue there at all. Like, you don't need to eat frozen foods during the winter if you don't like that. However, how many of you guys still eat ice cream during winter? So yeah, I think we got that covered now, right? Anyway, My next tip is when I assemble my salad, mix it up with the sauce, and I just let it sit on the counter for just a few minutes. Okay, this way it gets closer to the room temperature, so it's not frozen from the fridge. Like all those vegetables that I took out from the fridge, they kind of, get slightly warmer, and it's okay. And you're not eating freezing salad. Everything is kind of, warmed up a little bit. Kind of gotten closer to the room temperature. Just give it a few minutes, let it sit on the counter, and you're ready to go. Okay, another tip is something that I do not use often, but it's kind of like cooked food actually. So basically what I like to do during winter is use my dehydrator, because it warms up food a little bit, but it doesn't cook it, so it still stays raw, but at the same time you're eating warm food and it actually feels like a cooked food. Like for example, I make a bowl of noodles, I mix up with some sauce or whatever. I take that whole bowl and I just place it in the dehydrator for like half an hour or so, and it's ready to go. Or let's say I make some sort of cauliflower and peas dish or something like that. I just put it in the dehydrator, warm it up a little bit, and there you go. For your dinner, you can have like this nice warm dinner, and it's still raw. At the same time, it's, slightly warm, so you kind of feel that satisfaction, of the warm food. Okay, so the next tip is that if you feel like eating something more dense, you can try and make some raw crackers. Also in a dehydrator, I like to make like either quinoa crackers or chia seed crackers. You can make all kinds of crackers. There are so many recipes for that right now. And it's really, really, really easy to make crackers. All you need to do is just like sprout quinoa. By sprout, I mean just soak overnight quinoa. Just drain the water, then blend it up with water and some other spices or whatever you feel like. Then just spread it on a sheet in the dehydrator, place it there for like a few hours, and or just check it out periodically to see if it's ready or not. And it's gonna be nice and crunchy, just like crackers, and it lasts a long time. Yeah, it tastes delicious. You can add it to your salads or to whatever dishes you eat, to your raw chilies, to your zoodles, to your soups, to whatever you really feel like. Sometimes I feel like eating a piece of bread, right? So I take a cracker and it kind of satisfies, it brings this kind of this density, I guess, to my diet, and it feels okay, because sometimes I just want something denser, and especially during winter we tend to crave things that are more denser, that are higher in calories. So these crackers, they really help me, and I use them as a vessel too. Basically I just take a cracker and sometimes I just put like avocado or whatever, guacamole on them, or some salsa, or I even put some sort of raw vegan jam on it. You can put whatever you want, really. So yeah, that's another option for the winter. It's not difficult, and it's really, really satisfying, and you really will feel like you're eating some bread or something. By the way, you can actually make a big batch of these raw dehydrated crackers, and you can store them sealed. You don't even have to put them in the fridge or anywhere. Just store them sealed on the counter, and they are good for quite a while. I cannot tell you for how long they are good, because we eat them really fast, but yeah, they will last definitely for at least a couple of weeks, I would say. Also, let me just add a couple more things about this crackers situation. Okay, even though they are dehydrated, right, they are still not the bad choice. Okay, especially for someone who is like transitioning from standard, let's say, American diet. They are amazing. All these crackers, they are amazing. They are amazing transition food, I would say. They are not bad for you. They are actually, they will absolutely help you to stay on track. Okay, they will satisfy these bread and other crackers cravings. So I would definitely recommend you to have some dehydrated raw crackers on hand during winter, especially. Okay guys, my next tip is to make sure to meal prep a few items, so you don't go out looking for some other not so healthy stuff. So make sure to keep it ready for you, like at all times. Just keep it in clear glass containers, so you can see, you open the fridge and they are staring right at you and they are ready to go. It really helps. Okay, you don't have to like look for something else, especially during winter. Okay, so the next tip is make extra desserts, okay? Make extra desserts always available, because, for example, I really enjoy some herbal teas with some dessert during winter, but you know, I don't want to eat junky vegan stuff, so I really gotta make sure that I prep it. I really like to keep it either in the fridge or in the freezer for, you know, whenever my sweet tooth kicks in, because I do like desserts. Another tip during winter is to get your body moving, okay? Just a few minutes a day, it helps you to circulate your blood and, you know, get your heart pumping, and it's good. Really, whatever you like to do, okay? You can just walk in place, you can just do some push-ups, you can just do some squats, you can do whatever you really feel like, or you can just do a dance, you know, turn on your favorite music and just dance a little bit. And it helps to have our blood circulating, moving, and it keeps us warmer, okay? When we are all stationary and when we sit like this, nothing is really moving. We need to kind of, you know, get going in order for everything else to get going. Okay, guys, my last tip here is kind of really weird, but it actually helps me, and you know, maybe it can help you too. So when you take a shower in the morning, after you are done, don't get out, but turn on the cold water, and even if you can tolerate it for like 15 seconds, just stay there and kind of like make sure you get all this cold water all over you. And then that's it. Just get out of the shower, just wipe yourself, and you will feel this rush of heat in your body. It's like everything starts really moving and circulating. It's amazing, and it really helps me during winter. Even though it feels cold outside, you don't want to touch that cold water, but it actually helps you to get warmer. It works in a weird way, but yeah, that's what I try to do. Finish off with cold water. So these are the tips, guys. I hope they really help you, and if you guys have any tips that you like to share, please share them in the comments below. I really love reading all your tips, all your comments, and yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't done it already. I would really like to have you here. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.